Hey everyone, welcome back to the Take a Break Gaming Podcast. I'm your host Dylan. Today I'm joined with Trevor, and today we're going to be talking about E3 2019. But before we get into that, let's just quickly, as we do every episode of this podcast, let's talk about some games we've been playing. I haven't been playing anything lately, so Trevor, what have you been playing, my good sir?
I love how you say what we've been playing, then you're like, okay, Trevor, this is all on you, by the way, now.
Well, I say we because we're discussing this as a group. That's my logic.
I have been playing Pokemon Emerald.
Really?
Yes.
Emerald, okay.
Yeah, it's called, that game is very fun, and it's a lot harder than I remembered it being. And I was like, I remember, actually, it's harder than I expected it would be, but it's actually not harder than I remember. I remember playing those old Pokemon games like that and Diamond and Pearl and be like, okay, these are hard. And then I'm just like, oh, maybe I just sucked as a kid, but apparently, no.
I mean, did you actually finish Pearl?
Yeah.
You're better at Pokemon than I am. I stopped playing that because I kept getting lost. And also, the grinding just... Back then, I hated the grind. It felt like it took too long.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely been points where I had the grind. The third gym leader is electric type. His name's Watson.
Excuse me. Okay.
Like Watt.
Oh, God. I get that.
And, like, literally his Magneton kept kicking my ass. And
Really?
I just literally had to evolve my Aeron into a Lairon
Nice.
before I could even stand a fucking chance.
Wow.
And that thing evolves, I think, around level 30. And I had the grind, the area around me was like level 16, 15 area, so I just had to grind.
Wait, Aaron doesn't evolve into Lairon until 30?
Yeah.
When does he evolve into fucking, Aggron?
Aggron 45.
Okay, good. Oh, jeez. Okay, good. I'm glad I got the name right. God, that sucks, because Aggron I always thought looked super cool, and I wanted one of those, but...
Yeah, I never had one, too. This time, whenever I'm playing, I'm getting a bunch of Pokemon that I really do not normally play with. I usually just get, Trico, Talo, what's it called? The Electrike, which goes the Mantrike, and then... What water type do I normally do? I don't remember. But anyway, that's just like my 4 or 5 team that I get.
Gotcha.
And then always my good old HM slave.
That's HM slave. That's funny. That's the thing that, like, I know you and a lot of other people that play Pokemon will have like a set team that they would always go to. I just picked what I liked. I never had a set team. But yeah, no. Yeah, have you been playing anything else or just Emerald?
I done some Destiny 2.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you try out the wait, do you have the season pass or?
Yeah.
Did you try out the new expansion? I haven't played it yet.
Nope.
Gotcha. I've been wanting to dive into it because they added this. Well, they had a new raid, but I can't do that on my own. But they added this new thing called a Menagerie, which is essentially a raid light thing. It's a 6-player activity that's match made, so you don't need to try and get people. And it's essentially, like I said, a raid light. It's like a small, short raid basically that you can do. Just at any time. I don't know. It's a really cool activity, and I've seen people play it on Twitch. It looks like a lot of fun, so I definitely want to try that out. But yeah, no. Any other? Is that it? Any other
That's pretty much been it.
Gotcha.
Or that I've just been, doing moving shit.
Yeah. No, you've been pretty busy, man, and I've been busy as well. Anyway, getting off that, let's get into the topic, which is what I said earlier and is in the title of this video. We're gonna be talking about E3 2019. Now, just really quick before we get into that, we're gonna go over some games that were announced beforehand that I just want to quickly talk about. The big one that happened literally the day before we started this recording was Nintendo had a big Pokemon Direct revealing the two new Pokemon, new mechanics, the new legendaries, and the release date. It's going to be on November 15th. I did an entire video talking about the Direct and giving my overall thoughts and opinions on it. If you want to check that out, the link will be in the description below. Also, Bungie, speaking of Destiny, Bungie did a live stream revealing their next big expansion. Now, to be honest with you guys, we're recording this the day they did this live stream, and I haven't seen it yet, so I can't talk about it, but I'm going to watch it because I like Destiny, and I'm going to do, if I can, I'm going to try my best to do a video like I did with the Pokemon thing, giving my thoughts and opinions on Bungie's live stream on this new expansion. I'm telling you guys I'm going to try because I don't know if I'll be able to, but if I do, I will obviously upload it. So if you want to see that, if it happens, subscribe, please. Thank you. Anyway, I feel...
Go you. be like,
I want everyone to know I just say words as they pop in my head. I don't think my sentence through before saying it, so that's why I sound all jumbled half the time. But anyway, yeah, those are two things. Also, Death Stranding. I don't know why I couldn't say that. The new game being made by Hideo Kojima. Is that his name?
Yep.
Got a brand new trailer and finally has a release date. That game is going to be out November 8th, which I'm surprised. I thought that'd be like a 2020 game.
Same.
Yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, November is going to be a really busy month for gamers because they got Pokemon and that Death Stranding game.
It tends to be.
Yeah.
That in October.
Yeah. And another big month is going to be September because we are finally getting Borderlands 3. That's coming... Oh, fuck, I don't remember the release date. I think it's September 30th. I probably...
6 months later for Steam.
Yeah, I probably... I mean, I'm not going to play that Steam song.
Oh, no. We're console gamers through and through, so it doesn't really affect us. But it's still kind of entertaining to see the PC fan base at war with itself.
Dude, I mean... I've seen some complaints about the Epic Game Store, and I do think it's cool that they are more developer friendly and they give them more of a cut. But compared to the Steam store, there's a lot of features that Epic Games really fucking needs in their store. Like they don't have a fucking review page on their for their games, and that's annoying.
You know, I don't know if you've heard this term a lot. They have a roadmap. You know,
I know what a roadmap is. Bungie does that for Destiny.
Yeah. So a lot of games do that now, and also now the store itself has a roadmap. Guess what's on the 6 months or later category?
Is a review?
No,
comments.
A shopping cart.
They don't have a shopping cart?
They don't have a shopping
Why do you not have a fucking shopping cart? It's a store page! That's fucking stupid.
They're gonna get it about probably, around 6 months from now.
Okay, I'm not a fucking, expert on making a program or whatever, but does it really take 6 months to make a shopping cart?
Apparently it does.
Does it? That doesn't seem like it would take that long, but I don't fucking know, but okay, we're getting off topic. Anyway, Borderlands 3 is finally coming. It had a huge live stream before E3 revealing a ton of gameplay, and it looked awesome. And like I said earlier, release date, I know it's September, and I think it's September 30th, but if I'm wrong, I'll put the correct date on the screen. But also in September, we are getting Monster Hunter World's first paid expansion, Iceborne, which looks awesome. I haven't really gotten into Monster Hunter yet because I just haven't took the time to play it and get past it. It has a huge learning curve before you can really get into it. But
I hear Monster Hunter World is the easiest curve out of them all, though.
I did not know that. I was unaware. I do know Monster Hunter World was a lot of people's first Monster Hunter, and it was my first Monster Hunter. So I definitely want to get into it because this expansion does look awesome. They got a ton of new monsters. They're adding a new location, and they're adding this new thing called Master Rank, which from what people have explained to me, it's essentially G Rank, which is a feature from the previous Monster Hunter games. Which G Rank is you fight. It's like a rank you can fight the monsters at, but in World they're calling it Master Rank.
Yep.
And what it is, you fight the monsters, but they're on harder difficulties, and they have different moves and all that. So it's not like the same fight. It's not just it's the fight just harder. It essentially is a different fight, even with the same monsters. And when you fight them in G Rank, you do get a different version of the weapons and skins you can get than you could on the previous ranks. You know what I mean? I
think so. It's basically a higher ranking, so it's better, or is it completely different?
It's so in Monster Hunter, for example, when you fight a monster, you kill it, you take its parts, and use the parts to build weapons and armor, right?
Yep.
Well, those all have their own unique looks and abilities and all that, right? In Master Rank, you can fight that same monster. He'll have different moves, so it won't be the exact same fight. He'll be tougher, and when you get the parts from fighting him in Master Rank, the armor you build will be different than the armor you build.
Oh, so it's a completely different thing.
Yes.
Not a reskin or anything.
It's not a reskin. It's like a different design, basically.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So I think it looks really cool. They showed off some monsters, and they all look really cool. And there's essentially an ice dragon being added, which looks awesome. So, yeah. I think that expansion for Monster Hunter looks awesome, and I'm gonna get into Monster Hunter and try to kind of get into the game because I've been wanting to play it. I've just been putting it off. But yeah, that's all to my knowledge and memory. Mostly memory. I don't know why I said both. That's all the games that I know have been announced and all that before E3. So now let's get into actually talking about E3. So, oh yeah, so I gotta mention this. Sony and EA announced they are not going to be at this E3. So, we're not going to be mentioning them. But we are going to start off with Microsoft. So, Trevor, do you want to go first?
I feel like they probably are gonna show some Halo Infinite, so we kind of explain what that is. I know, basically, from what we've heard is that it is technically a sequel. I don't know if it is straight up Halo 6, but they're naming it something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's continuing Master Chief's story, but it looks like they're doing. I hope they're doing a total like red engine redesign. So it's like because I don't know about you, but I hate how the Covenant look in Halo 4 and 5.
I don't really have an opinion on that. Like, I don't hate it, but I never, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you mentioned new engine, right? I will admit, when I first saw that trailer, was it last E3? They showed that?
I honestly don't remember.
I think it was. I could be wrong, but what I was getting at was I did notice that the game did look a little different. So they're definitely using like a new engine or something, or just a new graphic design. I don't know if we'll... I do think we'll get something about Halo. I don't know if we'll necessarily like get gameplay, but I don't know. Maybe they'll just mention it. I don't even know if we'll get a new trailer, to be honest, because like I'm thinking back with like Halo 5's history. Like, they had that really big like first reveal trailer, and then we didn't hear about that game for like a couple of years, I don't think, right?
Yeah, it took them a while.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, even though Halo 5 kind of sucked, I don't know. I'm not sure if we'll even see Halo, but hey, I would like to get an update on it. Also, you mentioned you don't even know it is a continuation, but you don't know if it's Halo 6. Do you think they're doing what Assassin's Creed did when after Black Flag they called that 4 and they never used the fucking numbers?
That's what I'm saying is I think they might be doing that now, but I don't know for a fact.
Yeah, I don't understand like why just not put the numbers in. That doesn't make sense, you know. But anyway, yeah.
I think I understand because they don't want to associate this game with Halo 6 makes you think of 5, and I guess they don't want to associate 5 with this.
I guess, yeah. The only other thing I think we'll see at Halo, not at Halo, at Microsoft's conference is an update on Gears of War 5, because
I'm actually looking forward to that.
We do know that game is scheduled to come out in 2019, and as far as I know, it hasn't been delayed, but we don't have like an official release date, so I'm assuming by now we'll get a release date. I don't know if it's going to be a 2019 game. We'll see. And the only other thing that I can think of is there's a chance Bungie might do something with Destiny 2, because last year when they announced Forsaken, their big expansion, they actually did a live stream before E3 like they did with this one, but they still were at E3 showing a cinematic trailer for the story for that expansion. So even though they didn't reveal the expansion, they were still there showing more of it. So I think they're going to be doing that this year too with Microsoft. And also, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I definitely think Bungie might do something for Destiny 2 at Microsoft's conference.
There's something I want to ask you.
What's up?
I know you're I don't know if you're a big fan. I definitely know you are a fan, though, of Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, I played once with my buddy Ryan. I won't say I'm a fan, but I will say when I played it, I enjoy it, because I know it's a game that, like, with friends, it's more fun. But I played that once, and ever since, they've updated that game a lot. I said there's essentially like a PvP mode now, and I don't know everything that was added, but I know the game is very different from when I played it.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to announce anything, though, for that game at E3.
I mean, I think they recently had like a big expansion come out, so I don't know.
Well, same with Destiny, but here, literally a day later, they're like, "Hey, here's our next one."
Yeah, I could see Sea of Thieves being at E3, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I completely forgot about that one. I don't know what they would announce, but I could see that. And you know, Microsoft usually at E3 they have like a bunch of surprise reveals that we don't see coming. Like last year, they announced Devil May Cry 5, which I was so happy. They announced they announced Battletoads, that they're doing something with that, which they might show.
Oh yeah, actually they might show stuff about that.
Yeah, they might show something about Battletoads, and then they're gonna do that thing they do every E3 where they have like a big montage of indie games coming. I can't think of any other Microsoft games that we.
I think of two things.
What's that?
One's a third party. Actually, technically both of them are third party. But the first one is, I wonder if we're going to see anything for the Cuphead expansion.
Oh yeah, that's coming. I think if I remember correctly, that was going to be in September. So maybe we'll get gameplay of that. I still need to beat that fucking game. God,
Don't worry, you're not the only one.
Yeah, I know. Different is I'm doing a playthrough of it. Yeah, I think Cuphead we might see. I forgot they were doing expansion. Thank you for reminding me. It recently got ported to the Switch.
Yes.
So I don't know if that'll be talked about at Nintendo and not. I think
what's interesting is that Microsoft's the ones like that kind of push that to happen.
Yeah, no, I do like how Microsoft and Nintendo are getting along.
They
and
are
being
very
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's Did you say there were two things?
Yes, the second thing was, I don't know if you saw, but I probably don't care, but they announced a new Call of Duty game.
They did.
Big surprise, I know.
It's already got a release date, I think.
Yes, but what's interesting to me, though, is it's called Modern Warfare. Just plain old.
Yeah, is it like a remaster?
That's what I don't know. It's because they already did a remaster of the original Modern Warfare.
So is it a reboot?
I don't know.
Why would you reboot Call of Duty?
Because Modern Warfare sells copies, Dylan.
Was that like the best Call of Duty ever?
Modern
Was
Warfare...
that the first one, or...?
No, that's the fourth one.
Oh, okay.
Modern Warfare is... Like, Modern Warfare 1, the 1, 2, and Black Ops 1 are considered the best Call of Duty games.
Okay.
So...
Do people not like Modern Warfare 3?
Yeah, they don't like Modern Warfare 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I've only heard from my stepdad, and he said he liked it, but my stepdad's one of those people who will like anything. So, yeah, but
Does
yeah.
he like Anthem?
He hasn't played it, but yeah. But he me and my mom got on him about this. He liked the Game of Thrones ending. And I'm like, how?
Let's not jump into
We'll save that. If we start talking about Game of Thrones, we're gonna be here all day and we'll never get back to E3. But yeah, we'll make another podcast episode about that. Stay tuned and subscribe for that. Anyway,
there's one more game I think that'll be announced at well, maybe not announced, but more expanded on.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it a bit later. Is Project Z from the Dragon Ball Z RPG thing?
Yeah, I actually forgot about that until you mentioned it. I don't know what that's gonna be. I honestly, because of the graphics, it just looks like another Xenoverse to me. But I don't think they would call it a different title if it wasn't a fucking Xenoverse game,
Yeah, I don't like. We'll talk about it a bit more later.
Yeah,
but definitely, I could definitely see that at that conference.
Yeah, we're waiting to talk about that because I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but Jason's going to be joining us a little later, and we know he's going to want to talk about that. But I actually, I remember there is one more game I want to announce, or not announce, I'm not announcing shit. One more game I want to mention that I definitely think is going to be at Microsoft's conference, and that is Cyberpunk 2077. Now, hear me out. The reason I say this is...
How did I forget about this game?
I actually forgot about it too for a minute.
I am so goddamn pissed at myself.
You're good. Actually, no. There's one. There's a couple more after Cyberpunk.
I bring dishonor upon myself.
The reason I say Cyberpunk might be there is because CD Projekt Red, the developers of Cyberpunk, had tweeted a couple months back that this year's E3 is going to be a big deal for them. So I'm thinking they're doing something big with Cyberpunk. I don't know if we're going to get a release date. I want to say we're going to get a release date because I feel like it's about that time, but with how big this game is, I don't fuck know. But just because the fact
I
that...
could see a release year.
Yeah, that...
Release year I could definitely see.
I could see a release year, and I could see it being a 2020 game.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Honestly, if they said 2021, I would not be surprised.
I mean, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't be surprised either, only because... fucking, it is a big game, but I do think with the amount of time that ever since it was first announced and how long it's been, I think it's about time we got a release date, or not. Well, I think we might get one. Okay, so I believe that about wraps up my thoughts on Cyberpunk 2077. I do think, like Trevor said, we're gonna get at least a released year. I don't know if we'll see gameplay, but that would be nice because I would like to see how the game's coming along. And and before we continue to the next game, I literally just mentioned this. Jason is here now, and we're going to talk about what we mentioned earlier, the new Dragon Ball Z. Well, not
Project Z.
Yeah, Project Z, that thing.
Oh yeah,
which
I forgot that.
I did too.
I can't.
So, Trevor, fill us in on what we know. It's essentially a Dragon Ball Z RPG, right?
It basically, from what I watched of it, it's
Wow, that's a weird way to say Xenoverse.
I was gonna say, how is it not Xenoverse?
because you control Goku.
Yeah, it seems like an actual like episodic thing.
You go
exclusively through Goku's perspective.
So, is it like in the old Tenkaichi games where you can play through the story?
I think it's gonna be like that. I mean, from the vague things we know about it, he looks like he wants to explain.
Yeah,
but
let's hear what he
we're
said.
here because we're talking about predictions and stuff. I want to see how close we are to what you said. It looks like it's not just gonna be like an RPG and an episodic thing like the older games, but it's actually gonna be like open world, and you go to where locations happen, start particular story scenarios, and you actually have the ability to explore the world of Dragon Ball that's within the game.
Okay, with that in mind, I didn't know that. If that's the case, they need to get the flying right. I'm hoping they can nail the flying. Also, were you gonna say anything about it, Trevor?
Two things. One, have either of you guys played Budokai 3 story mode?
Yes.
Like
Long time ago.
Regular Budokai 3.
Yes,
Yeah.
long time ago.
I can see it basically being kind of like that. You know how like you can kind of go around the world. There's like areas you can go to. Like for example, I remember seeing a thing where just Goku's casually walking through around Kame House. I'm like, oh okay.
Yeah.
I remember that part of the trailer too.
Yeah.
That was neat.
And also, from what I could tell, I obviously could be wrong, but from what I could tell, the game at least takes place from the Saiyan Saga area. Hell, it might even take place, during the Piccolo Saga, or my junior, that whole thing.
Wait, are you saying that's all the game's gonna take place in, or is it gonna?
No,
be
he has. Yeah, I was gonna say he has more to add.
Oh, okay.
It starts there, and then it takes place all the way to the Frieza Saga.
Okay. Oh, we're not gonna get like Cell or Boo.
I do not know.
Well,
Yeah,
they
we
fucking
don't know.
better. Like
it seems like as much as that was in the trailer, but it would also make sense if they had to make a sequel, not for like money purposes. I mean, like literally, if it's an open world Dragon Ball game, it's probably gonna be fucking long and hard to develop.
And you say it's an RPG when you play as Goku, so you don't do your custom character thing.
No.
So where do the RPG elements come in? Do you like get to put on your own moves or
Probably power levels and stuff like that. Grinding and shit.
But
like
it's
that.
not like customizing your character or anything.
I don't think
It
so.
might. I don't. It could be like
I'm not
loosely
saying-
accurate to the series, where there's aspects you can customize to like make Goku slightly different than when he was in that actual arc in the series
'Cause
or manga. But I don't really know. It might be more restrictive, at least to his character, than it sounds. But in general, it seems like from the trailers, it's intended to be still very free roam focused.
Okay.
And like you can actually really take in the world of Dragon Ball through it.
Okay, because I was gonna mention, because you said open world and it's an RPG, and I don't know how Trevor would feel about this, but what if it's something like Destiny, where it's a looter game, RPG kind of thing, that they update on it? You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, but I don't even understand how the fuck that would work for Dragon Ball, because clothes don't mean shit.
Yeah, but they could also
except weighting clothing.
But, okay.
That's literally it.
Well, what they
In
could
Dragon Ball,
what they could do is, you know how in Destiny's case it's the guns. If it was a Dragon Ball Z thing, let it be the fucking powers. Like hey, you can pick up a Kamehameha or some shit, or a thing that lets you learn it.
Imagine playing the game and not getting the Kamehameha until like the fighting the Ginyu Force.
Listen, man. Listen.
I think that'd be kind of interesting, actually.
I mean, look
like a
dude.
pretty melee-focused Goku rather than like melee and beam-focused.
Yeah, and also maybe you can learn new melee abilities. And hey, listen, man, we had to fucking work for our Galahorns, all right? If that's a thing, you're gonna have to work for your Kamehamehas too, all right?
It's something I was thinking about when you guys mentioned like clothing have an effect. Is that like I'm such a hypocrite when it comes to like stat-based clothing. Because at times I'll be like, God, I hope this game doesn't have stat-based clothing. I really just want to wear it.
RPGs do, though.
It's like I really just want to wear it and have it look cool. I don't want it to actually make me weaker.
And
then I'll play a game where I'm like, oh man, this is a really cool stat effect. More games should have stat-based clothing.
Yeah.
I don't have like a consistent opinion on it.
You're reminding me of those fucking memes I've seen where it's like when your strongest outfit doesn't match. I love those memes.
Remember, have you ever seen the Pro ZD video on it?
Yes, I love him so much. His videos are funny as tell.
Makes me imagine like a game where playing in your underwear is an option, but it's actually not if you took off all your clothes, but the underwear itself is a clothing option, so you could just upgrade underwear and have it increase your defense to like the maximum and take like chip damage getting attacked while almost completely naked.
If you could like, if they made a game to where, hold on, if they made a game where underwear is an actual thing you could put on a character, but you could pick where you put it on, I would totally just wear it on my head and nothing else.
I hope you could pick where you put it and like have different types of underwear. So you could have like leopard print underwear that you wear on your head, or like, I don't know, try and put it on as a shirt with like polka dots or something.
I think I have a new idea for a video game.
I just realized something though.
What's going on, Joe?
They could do like if they did do stat-based stuff for clothes, they could have durability, and you know how like clothes naturally degrade. They just kind of say "fuck this shirt."
Yeah.
You know,
That would be really cool.
That's
Yeah.
like, you know, be like, oh shit, I don't have my goddamn shirt anymore. I am just six-packing over here. I'm fucked.
Yeah, I mean, they're calling it an RPG, and almost pretty much every RPG, I can't think of one that doesn't, but RPGs has clothing you can get and armor that have stat effects. So I could see that being a thing. But yeah.
You talking about, this should be quick, you talking about being able to put underwear anywhere you want on your character reminds me that in Breath of the Wild you start off like in essentially a bathing suit kind of, and then get like a default outfit given to you.
Nice.
But I saw an online comic on Instagram that was like the default outfit Link gets in the game, but instead of wearing it normally, he has like the sleeves of the shirt up on his legs and the shirt's just like hanging off his shoes, and he has like his boots on his on his hands, and he's wearing his pants on his head.
That's funny. That's funny.
I do want to raise one point about the game. I could totally see them not doing, stopping at Cell Saga. Like, not even doing Cell Saga at all. Because how prominent was Goku through the Cell Saga?
What?
That's a weird way to say Gohan.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
No, that's his point.
No,
I
it's not even just Gohan.
Yeah,
it's
not only
literally-
that. Yeah, like half of the Cell Saga, when the androids
More.
were the main threat, Goku was in a coma, basically.
Good point.
And also,
And then even during that, he was training.
might be
really?
want to just mention, since you mentioned Goku and Cell, probably an unpopular opinion, but the fight with Goku and Cell was better than the fight with Gohan and Cell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in
The
terms
fight, definitely.
because it was an actual fight, and when Gohan was there, it was more of just a beam struggle, basically. But it was one of the best beam struggles in the series. But yeah, no, I really would like to see that game, and I just want to know what the fuck it is. Basically.
But it basically, though, for that that's only if it sticks strictly to Goku. If they decide to do different characters, then by all means, it could be the whole...
Wasn't Piccolo in the trailer?
Well...
We've seen other characters in the trailer, haven't
we've seen other characters in the trailer, obviously, but I don't know if they're playable.
we? Okay.
That's a good point.
They might. I mean, like what Jason said earlier is that because if it's an open world, how much it would be, and then that be why they stop it at Frieza. But they might in that case do like Cell Saga and Buu Saga, and maybe even like Supers and GT sagas as like expansions.
Yeah.
Or they're sequels.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably expansions.
I
or
would not
sequels.
mind that.
Actually, I kind of feel like, based on the way the game seems, it seems like it's supposed to be more Z based, and it's supposed to like get people's nostalgia going. So I feel like if they did anything with Super would be an expansion, and like the Cell and Buu sagas would probably be in like a sequel.
Okay, I can see that.
The one thing I hate about some Dragon Ball Z games is I just hate how when they try to add so much of it in, they just rush through it. Like.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
But so if it is just Saiyan Saga and Frieza Saga, I would love that because we get to like kind of really get into some of that.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was saying about if that is the only arcs in the game, that it's probably because the game's going to be really long and also very hard to develop and very open. So it's probably going to be a very long game to even play.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else you guys want to mention about the Dragon Ball RPG? Because we've been on this one for a while.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm just hoping that we see more shit about it. That's
Yeah.
all.
Okay.
I'm good too.
So there's actually 3 more games I want to mention that I think will be at Microsoft, and one of them is like just a surprise kind of thing, like nothing that we may not see this at all. There's no hint to this. It's just anyway, the first one is a game I mentioned earlier, Borderlands 3, because they did say they're going to be at E3, and Microsoft was the most likely one they'd be at.
Yeah.
And they said they're going to be talking about the end game, like what is there to do after the campaign, which I'm really curious about now, because when Borderlands 2 came out in 2012, it was just, hey, you beat the campaign and you can just keep playing the game and doing side quests and replaying stuff to get guns and all that. They didn't really have like what Destiny has, like activities and all that, because Borderlands 2 was, or not 2, but Borderlands in general was honestly the first looter shooter, and it was out before Destiny, and Destiny kind of made it more MMO light, whereas Borderlands just kind of just made it like
straight up looter shooter.
Yes. So I am very curious as to what they're going to do for the end game. And the one thing I want to hear them talk about, because they don't mention this, and I've looked this up. I have not seen anyone like give information on this. Borderlands 3, you can actually go to different worlds. Like, you have a ship, like you're in fucking Kingdom Hearts, traveling different worlds. But what I want to know is, and what they don't talk about is, how big are the worlds? Like if I like are they like the size of a planet? Like, how big are these individual worlds we can go to? I don't mean like size of a planet. I mean like what scale? Honest, you know what I'm trying to say.
No, I don't. That's why I made that look.
Okay. When you see a map of a game like Skyrim, or in Borderlands' case, it was Pandora. Fucking, how big are the worlds on each of these planets? Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. So you're saying it's like Pandora was like huge.
Pandora was pretty big,
But are you saying is like, we gonna get multiple Pandoras, or are we gonna get sections cut off of the size of a Pandora and say that's a different world?
Yes, that's what I'm wondering, because Pandora was the planet you're on in Borderlands 2, but it had like sections and all that, right? Like different towns and all that, essentially. So I'm wondering, like, is a different planet in Borderlands 3 going to be the size of these separate sections, or is it bigger? I just want to know that, because that does matter to me. The other thing that, again, I mentioned earlier, and this might not be at E3 because they've been showing a lot of trailers, but earlier I mentioned Monster Hunter World's Iceborne. They've had a lot of trailers for that recently. They actually had 2 new trailers that come out very recently as of this recording. So I don't think they'll be at E3, but I do think they'll possibly be at E3 to maybe just do one final big trailer for that game. But I just want to quickly mention that because I think we might see that. But the last game I want to mention that there's no like this has not been announced, this has not been leaked or anything. This is just me hoping to see this, because I would be excited for this. I honestly would like to see see them announce Sunset Overdrive 2. I couldn't remember the name for a minute. I played Sunset Overdrive when it came out. I actually really liked that game, and that game had a bit of a cliffhanger at the end. And now that Insomniac Games is done with Spider-Man, we know they're gonna make another Spider-Man, but they might be working on Sunset Overdrive 2, which I would love to see. I think that'd be a really cool surprise.
I never finished the first one, but I will say Sunset Overdrive is super neat, and it'd be really cool to see it expanded upon more.
Oh, definitely, dude.
It seems like what was there was great, but it still has so much untapped potential.
Oh, it definitely does, dude. But yeah, that's all my thoughts on this Microsoft conference. Do you guys have anything you want to add?
No.
Just that I'm going to try and keep this brief because I'll get tangential with this. So it seems like a consistent thing that Naruto games come out every year, and what I really want, just trust me, hear me out, Trevor. What I really want, so like they're like the range of quality and the types of games they make is pretty inconsistent. But I really want Arc System Works to make a Dragon Ball FighterZ equivalent for the Naruto franchise.
That would be fucking awesome.
That's it. That's all I had to say. I want that to happen so bad.
Oh my god.
Because we haven't had a Naruto game revealed for this year yet, and they usually come out every year.
Like, the one thing though that would suck about that is they would release the roster and people would be like, "What about this obscure character?"
Listen. I mean, dude, Dragon Ball FighterZ has been doing that. I'm just saying.
Well, there is. Like, think about the Naruto universe, how many characters there could be playable compared to the Dragon Ball universe.
Yeah, there's a lot of Naruto characters I don't care about.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be an interesting roster to see, because like fighters would probably start small and just get a handful of DLC.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what characters they would choose if that game ever got made.
Yeah, I'm so mad that fighters decided to make Kid GT Goku and not Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Like, what the fuck?
I'll be honest, it makes sense though, because we don't really have any people that are really that size,
but
so it's
Super
more.
Saiyan 4 is so much cooler.
It is, but we already have so many other guys.
I have
Gokus.
not followed fighters.
You still got another Goku either way.
I haven't followed fighters in a while. Is GT Goku released yet?
Yeah, he's out. And
right.
Janemba is like leaked to be the next character, but it's not confirmed.
I could have sworn that there was already not like a reveal for Super Saiyan 4, but like it being still part of GT Goku's moveset, like part for his ultimate.
No. You can, like, as a finisher attack, you turn into Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but I meant like him being the character you play.
I know what you mean. Super Saiyan 4 Goku is cooler, but I don't know why. I still love Kid GT Goku. I feel like the character has a lot of charm just because you can basically be like every version of a Super Saiyan as a child.
Yeah.
They kind of morphed, Kid Goku before that, as well as GT Goku, because like you can actually do an exact, like the second skin you get is like old school Dragon Ball Goku, and
that's
and
awesome.
both
That makes me
and both
happy.
of them have the power pole.
That's
Nice.
great.
That's pretty cool.
That was all I had to say about the Naruto game that
Yeah,
I really
I
want
actually-
Arc System Works to make.
I really like that idea, and I think that'd be awesome. But we got to move on, which is going to be Bethesda. Now, I'm going to be honest. So this one and Ubisoft are probably going to be really quick because I only have like one game I want to talk about for each of them. The only thing that I would really like to see at Bethesda is a release date for Doom Eternal. I think we'll get a release date. I don't know if it'll be this year. I could see it being this year. But that's all I really want to see is a release date to Doom Eternal.
Give me Fallout 5 on Commodore 64. I'll take it.
Have you even played any of the other Fallout games?
No, I'm kidding. And do you guys even know what a Commodore 64
No, what the
is?
fuck is a Commodore?
It's
I
like
do.
it's like an old console from I think like late 70s, early 80s that pretty much had exclusively text-based video games.
Oh god. Yeah, I have never played a Fallout game.
And
So
I don't mean like
text
text was a focus. I literally mean like it would say something purely in text, and then it would give you and then you'd like type what you want to do, and then it would tell you what happens. It's basically like a choose your own adventure book on a computer.
Wow. I will just say this. I don't think we're gonna get to see any. I don't think they're gonna show anything else on the next Elder Scrolls. What are you gonna say, Trevor?
I don't think they're going to do that, but I definitely do see them showing off something for Starfield.
Yeah, I could see Starfield. Elder Scrolls they might talk about, but I think they only showed that small trailer last year just to let people know like, yeah, we're working on it, but I don't think that game's even close to being done.
Do you guys know about what happened with the Fallout 76 Collector's Edition?
Yeah, I heard it sucked.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't, but that just sounds like it would be a mess based on what I've heard about Fallout 76.
Basically, they were in the, I think it's $200 thing. You're supposed to get a canvas bag, and they did.
Oh yeah, that thing. I remember.
They did these like cheap ass nylon bags,
Yeah, it's really
and
stupid.
people were getting basically raised a bunch of shit, and they said, okay, in 4 to 6 months, we will be going ahead and giving out, the canvas bags like you paid for. And right now, it's the 11th is 6 months.
Wow, so
And
they
nothing.
haven't done anything?
They haven't said a damn thing.
That's fucked up.
So my point is, though, I wonder though if they're gonna actually mention any of that at E3, and if what people's reaction is. We're gonna give you the bags we promised you that we totally lied about, and then you called us out on it, and then we tried to give you $5 in microtransactions money for it, and then I want to see the reaction if they do even mention it at all. Will tell you how much of that audience has been bought.
That sounds funny to see.
I just hope that they don't do what they did last year and just have like a fucking concert for no fucking reason. Like,
Oh yeah, I forget. Is Rage 2 out?
it's out. It looks good, but I don't know if it is good. But yeah, no. That honestly, all I want to see at Bethesda is a release date for Doom Eternal because that game looked awesome. Jason, do you have anything you want to add? Trevor, you want to add anything else?
Did they say anything about Switch for that game? I know it's gonna happen.
Not
but
that I know of.
Yeah, there's no way in hell they're not gonna not. Do
Probably, because the Doom port on Switch was actually really good. But do you want to any games you want to see at Bethesda's conference, Jason or Trevor?
No,
No,
I don't
we're good.
have any ideas on Bethesda.
Okay, so I guess we'll move on to the next thing, which again is going to be probably really quick because I only have like one game that I think we'll see. And that we're moving on to Ubisoft, and let's be honest, they're going to reveal Assassin's Creed at the next Assassin's Creed at Ubisoft.
I actually heard about it.
Also, I actually just remembered this while I was in the middle of my sentence. There have been leaks for Watch Dogs 3. Is that the right game? Am I saying the right one?
I think it's
Watch
called
Dogs?
I think it's called Watch Dogs Legion, but I don't.
Yeah,
I haven't
okay.
really looked into the leaks or
Okay,
anything.
I always get Watch Dogs mixed up with that old game Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah,
So,
Watch Dogs is
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. There have been leaks and like rumors about that game, so that might be revealed. And also, like Watch Dogs 2, from what I've heard, is a lot better than Watch Dogs 1. It's,
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's like how Assassin's Creed, the first one was pretty good, but the second one was way better compared to the first one. I've heard people compare Watch Dogs to that, so we might get to see Watch Dogs 3, but yeah, we're obviously gonna see a fucking Assassin's Creed game. And I've heard leaks that it's gonna be like a Viking game.
Same.
I've been wanting for years for Assassin's Creed to get to like a more modern time without it transitioning into it at times, but actually be like a modern focused Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I mean, I still want fucking Imperial Japan, or no, Feudal Japan.
Actually, yeah, that would probably be what I want before then. But I know it is very historical based, but boy, they've been going through like a lot of historical periods. They milked like the 1700s for 3 games, both Assassin's Creed 3, 4, Rogue, and actually I think even Unity all take place during the 1700s.
Yeah,
there's a lot that happens there though.
I just don't know how that's gonna work, because assassins are supposed to be like sneaky and stealthy, and I can't imagine a Viking being sneaky and stealthy. Like they're always like "For Valhalla!" shit like that, just screaming on the battlefield. Like how is that gonna work in an Assassin's Creed game?
I was gonna say that'd be funny to see an Assassin's Creed game that's essentially the anti-assassin, like just the opposite.
Then it shouldn't be called Assassin's Creed.
No, but then I'm like, wait, that was already kind of Assassin's Creed Rogue because you play as a Templar.
I thought. Oh no, Rogue.
You guys played Odyssey.
No, you're a Spartan in that one, right?
You literally fight in wars as a mercenary.
Yeah,
before assassins were a thing. This takes place, I think, a couple hundred years before Assassin's Creed Origins. It's just
this is a whole topic for a different video, but Assassin's Creed has really lost its identity.
Yeah.
Also, maybe they're a way of making assassin instead of screaming for Valhalla when they stab someone, they whisper it in their ear for Valhalla.
It's like they slowly pull the axe out from behind them.
Yeah. What if like instead of like a hidden blade, it's like a tiny axe that flips out of their thing?
You know, what's really funny though is what's it called, you pay microtransactions for the instead of for Valhalla or something. It would say Requiescat Panche.
Oh my god. Hey, remember throwing knives? Fuck that throwing axe, bitch.
It's great that those are a thing, so that's something they could actually put in the game.
Dude, why couldn't we throw the tomahawk in Assassin's Creed 3?
That's a good question.
Should we throw that? No. Okay.
It would make sense, but you can't for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, that's all I can think of for Ubisoft. The one thing I want to mention, because I saw this as of this recording, is that there is a new trailer for a new expansion to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I don't remember the name, so I'll put a screen image of it on the screen right there. There you go, so you guys can go check that out. Just want to quickly mention that, and yeah, do you guys got anything you want to mention about this conference?
I'm good. I don't have
Two things.
What?
One is, I wonder if we're going to actually get a release date for that game that they've been showing for the past year or two, Skull and Bones.
I forgot about that. Oh, and you reminded me of one more game, but go ahead and finish what you were saying. I'll say.
So I kind of want to get like what that game is about, because I know it's obviously like pirating and shit like that, but I don't really know like what's the point of it. Is it just straight up just pirating? Is it a loot game? What?
I want to know, like, it looks like it's just shit battles. I just want to know if there's anything more than that.
Yes.
You had a second thing, right, Trevor?
Yes.
What is
also, I've been here. I want to see how to say this. I want to know if they basically dropped Beyond Good and Evil 2.
There's no way, dude. That game has a lot of hype, and the trailer they had from last year looks really good. And I honestly kind of want to play Beyond Good and Evil, the first one now, because I never played the first one, and I think it's on Xbox. But
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I there's no way they're gonna drop that, because there's a lot of hype behind that. And if they did, they're losing money basically. People would be disappointed, because I know that game has it has a cult following.
Yeah,
basically.
that's what I was about to say. Yeah. That's what I've heard about it.
Is there anything else you wanted to mention, guys?
I seriously doubt they're going to do anything for South Park so soon. So no, I think I'm good. We'll be. Oh, of course, Just Dance.
Yeah. Hey, Just Dance.
What song will they do? Will it be a Billie Eilish song?
Oh God. So yeah, before we continue the game, I want to mention a real game. I want to see more about that skateboard game they mentioned, Sessions. I think that's what it was called. Was that the name of it?
I have no idea.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
They last E3 they had a trailer for a skateboarding game, and it looked a lot like the Skate series. People were saying like they want Skate 4 and all that, and I don't know if that is Skate 4, but it looks kind of similar to it, like to the Skate series.
That'd be neat if it was like a Skate 4 crossed with like a revival of the franchise type
Probably.
thing, because the Skate series is really fucking great.
Yeah, I want to just mention like I want to see more on that because I love skateboarding video games. My first game I've ever played was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, so I love those games. And I played the Skate series too. They are a ton of fun. So I just want to see more about that game because we didn't get to see much of it before. Okay, so moving on to the next conference, which is Square Enix. Now, this one might be really quick because I only have 2 games to announce, and the third one is something we'll possibly see. The first one is something that Square has said they're going to show more of, and I'm glad because I thought they dropped this game because we know nothing about it. They're going to be showing the Avengers game they've been making.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, you remember I told you about that? We know nothing about this game, but they did say in that article that when they said it's going to be E3, I don't remember the exact quotes, but from what they described it sounds like it's going to be like a games as a service thing, kind of like Destiny and all that, which I'm fine with. That sounds awesome. I just hope they get it right. But I don't know. I love Avengers. I love loot-based games like that. And I don't know if that's true because I could be wrong, but I just want to know what the fuck this game is, honestly.
You said Square's making it?
Square Enix, yes.
I don't know. It's hard for me to put into words why, but that actually kind of concerns me on how the game's gonna come out. I feel like it should be from a developer that's more focused on creating superhero-based games or comic book-based games.
Square Enix is really they specialize in RPGs.
Yeah, but also that's the thing. I don't think Avengers really works as an RPG concept.
But I'm saying like they could like combat they're really good at. So
that's true.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that probably concerns me is their games seem very restricted, like in the sense where when you play through Kingdom Hearts, there's different worlds to explore, but the worlds themselves are really, really linear. So I feel like taking a superhero game, especially like in this generation where games have the potential to be so open, you'd really be limited in what can be accomplished with the right developer for a game like that.
That is a good point, but not just... You gotta remember, Square also made Final Fantasy, and 15 was open world as fuck.
That's fair, too.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Do you think they're going to show any more with the Final Fantasy remake?
That was the next thing I was gonna mention. They I think like last month, Sony did have like a new trailer for Final Fantasy VII, and at the end of the trailer, it said more in June. E3's in June, so I think we're gonna get to see more. As far as I know, this game is still gonna be an episodic release. I don't know if they announce anything otherwise, but I'm gonna predict that we're gonna get a release date for the first episode.
For Final Fantasy VII?
Yes.
That's weird because it bothers me, but at the same time it kind of makes sense just because the original Final Fantasy VII was so big for its time that it was across multiple discs.
Yeah, but that's true, but also, like, didn't they put the whole game on the Switch? Like the original?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then again, original, not this remake that they're doing from the ground up.
Yeah, if it's
but file size is so different, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's like an increase in scale of the original just due to it being a from the ground up remake, I could see why it would need to be released in parts due to its size.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I know we're most likely going to see more of Final Fantasy VII. I feel like we're going to get a release date, but I'm not 100% on that.
This is a Dylan question.
Okay.
So,
I like your phrasing there, bud. Go on.
Do you think... is there even a chance there would be Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC?
So that's a good segue because the third game I was going to mention, which was my surprise prediction, is they did say, and the creators of the game did confirm that they are going to make a paid DLC. And from what I've read, and I haven't done much research on this, so don't take this with a grain of salt because I don't know how true it is. But the DLC is essentially going to be a final mix version of the game, which a final mix version is like a director's cut with added content and features. For example, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix on the PS4 added optional boss fights, which were bosses from the previous game that you could fight in that game on a higher difficulty. They added new... I honestly don't know everything that's in there. I know the optional boss fights are a thing. I think there's like a unlockable power up or something. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that because I'm not like I did not do much research on this. But I have heard that the DLC is going to be a like a final mix version of the game, and it is going to be a paid DLC. They did say that, and I think they said that they're only going to do one and then work on the next game. I think I'm not 100% sure on that, but there's no saying if that'll be at E3. But I could see it being at E3.
So there's nothing like they could add new worlds to the game.
They could. I just don't know if they would. So I mean they could. Like I said, they could. I just don't know if they would.
Because I think like literally a lot of people would be like, "Oh my God, they're adding Star Wars."
As much as I would love to be able to play in Star Wars in a Kingdom Hearts game, I just don't know.
Yeah, so
You're really missing out on a Keyblade lightsaber, Dylan.
Listen, I would love a Keyblade lightsaber. I would love to fucking use the Gummy ship in a battle against a fucking X-Wing. I would love to use it to blow up the Death Star. I would love to fight fucking General Grievous, Darth Maul, Darth Vader, Kylo Ren as a boss fight.
Every era.
See the Gummy ship go through the goddamn.
But Disney, like, Kingdom Hearts, even when Kingdom Hearts 3 would come out, they always done, like, traditional Disney franchises. But Disney owns a lot of things now. But when I say traditional, I mean, like their movies and all that. So...
Well, Pirates of the Caribbean isn't really traditional Disney.
But it was originally owned by Disney.
Yes.
But
you get what I'm saying.
Right, but you get what I'm saying.
When
I say traditional, I mean, like, their property. Originally their property.
I get what you mean now.
Yeah, so I would love it, but I don't think it would be a thing. But yeah, and like I said, there's no confirmation that they're going to announce the Kingdom Hearts DLC or show it or reveal what it is. But I can see it happening.
Also, didn't Kingdom Hearts 3 have a Big Hero 6 universe, or am
Yes.
I making that up? That's not originally Disney, that's Marvel.
Is it really?
That's like 90s Marvel, and then it got like readapted multiple times and brought to different places.
I knew it was a comic, but I didn't know it was a Marvel comic.
Yeah, the comic is actually by Man of Action, too. It's
Wow.
Man of Action's the
guy that did Ben 10?
Yep. It's actually a group of
shit.
people. I didn't realize that. Man of Action is like a title for like a group of
Then they
people.
need to change it to Men of
I
Action.
know, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
the makers of the Ben 10 franchise
That's really
were the
cool.
creators of the characters
really
for the Big Hero 6 movie,
Yeah.
and I think the original characters
Okay,
as well.
that changes my opinion on a Star Wars being in Kingdom Hearts, because I didn't know that. What's up, Trevor?
I just thought of what if they did Avengers Infinity War.
Admitted it.
And
That's just a funny thought.
What, in Kingdom
what's it
Hearts?
called? Yes, and then Thanos does the snap, and then
Donald Duck and Goofy fucking die.
like you hear, I don't think so, good Sora.
Holy shit, that was a really good impression. Alright, that was a bit tangential. Going back. Go on, Dylan.
So that's oh my god, that's all I want to see. That's all I think we'll see at the Square Enix conference. Do you guys got anything you want to add?
No.
Okay.
That was tangential enough.
Okay, so to the next one, which is going to be probably a longer one, the Nintendo Direct. So the first thing I want to mention is I think the most obvious is we're gonna probably see what the next Smash character is.
Oh boy, we damn well better.
I'm hoping it's Sora. I think he'd be a perfect fit. They have a lot of music skins for Sora and a lot of options for worlds they could add. I've heard some people say they think it's going to be Cuphead. I don't want Cuphead. I feel like even though he's a cool character and it's a fun game, I think that would be like a weak choice out of all the possible choices.
I think he'd do pretty fine with the Shovel Knight treatment.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cuphead. I could see being an assist trophy, not a playable character.
I could definitely see the same thing too.
What are you gonna say, Trevor?
So, we discussed earlier how close Microsoft and Nintendo have been.
Yeah.
There's two characters I could definitely see coming from that.
Is one of them Master Chief? Okay,
that sounds gross.
Yeah, wait.
The other is Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay, Banjo-Kazooie I can see because I know a lot of people want that, but Master Chief, like, how would that work? What would his fucking
I like to
super
think
even
he
be?
just impales people with his sword, just runs around fucking stabbing other Nintendo characters in
sounding
the
like
most graphic way possible.
I would love just get the
gravity hammer.
That would
like
be awesome.
Watch it.
I hate to say it, but that'd be an awesome image seeing that happen in Nintendo.
And then
cases.
literally you get smashed into the TV screen.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I mean, I don't
or like the Warthog.
I'm gonna take back what I said because I sound like a bit of a hypocrite because in my top 10
Snake.
in my top 5 video for DLC characters I made a long time ago, I did say I want to see Doom Guy, and that's kind of similar to Master Chief. So I don't see it, but you never know, dude.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. And also they did say characters that you wouldn't expect, and I could totally see Master Chief.
That seemed to be the biggest.
Yeah, and that's why I don't see Sora being in the game as much as I want him. I feel like because that's one everyone wants, then that means everyone would see it coming.
I think a good thing to take into account too is if there's a prediction you want, it is important to think about how that character would actually function in the context of the game.
Right.
Because if it's just a character you want, but they wouldn't fit, everyone thinks it wouldn't fit, and you can't even think of how they would fit. You just want them in there. It's not gonna really make sense.
For example, when they add a character, they add alternate like skins for them. They added when Joker, they added a world and music from their game. So that's why I think Sora worked, because there's a lot of options for all of those. I mean, like for skins for Sora, you could do the outfit at Halloween Town. You could do his fucking like shadow form, which would look sick. Worlds you could do like Destiny Island or the World That Never Was. I think that's it. You could do the Keyblade Graveyard. And don't even get me started about the music. They have a ton of amazing music in the Kingdom Hearts series that they could add. So Sora would be a good fit. Because he's so popular and because a lot of people want him in the game, I'm worried that we'll exclude him because what's the name of the guy that made Smash Bros?
Masahiro Sakurai.
Yeah, maybe he's just thinking like, okay, I can't do this guy as much as I want to, but people will see it coming. I said you won't see it coming, so I gotta cross him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I can definitely see that being just a pain in the ass dealing with Sora because of the whole Disney entanglement.
Well, we've had this conversation before, and
yes.
Feel free to fact check me because I don't know how this has worked, but I'm pretty sure Sora is owned by Square Enix, not Disney.
That is true. But it'd be so weird if there was, at least for the final Smash, of not seeing Donald and Goofy.
I do agree with that.
I don't think that's needed. I think for Sora's final Smash, it would be his like Keyblade beam that he shoots through people.
I don't think it would be needed to have them in there, but I do think they'd be kind of crucial. Like, it'd be weird to see them without, but it wouldn't be necessary. Like, I mean, I always kind of imagine he'd probably have, like, a melee-based attack, similar to Ike's, where he sends his opponent in the air, and then maybe, like, Donald and Goofy help attack the opponent that's in the air.
Probably.
Who's the character that's in the game? There's already someone with a move, but there's
Hearts
already kind of clones of Final Smashes, even for characters who aren't clones of each other. Yeah, in Smash. There's a character... No, he does have Robin, but there's actually, like, I think there's a Final Smash where a group of 3 people actually attack the opponent.
I mean, I know
but
Joker's
in the air,
Final Smash.
Yeah, it's not like... Mechanically, it's like watching Robin's or Cloud's, or even Ike's, but functionally, it's like Shulk's, where there's, like, a group of people doing the attack. Like, it looks like one with, like, with 3 different characters, and I know
there's Mega Man has like all the different types of Mega Man.
Yeah, that one.
There's also
it's a Fire Emblem
Joker has like all the people from his.
It might be Robin, and I might be getting the number of people confused, but I swear there's a Final Smash where there's 3 characters attacking the opponent in a way similar to the way like. You know what I might be thinking? I might be thinking of it with Robin's with Robin's, where she has Chrom help do the Final Smash, but the way I'm visualizing it is the camera panning, but I think the only move that's like that pans is Cloud, so I might be kind of blending the moves together.
Yeah. Yeah, but getting off that, what you were saying about Goofy and Donald, they don't need to be like in the game for Sora to function, because
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I just think
it's just not needed, you know. So yeah, I don't think that would hold them back from adding Sora to the game.
Yeah, but I also have thought for a long time that Sora would actually be very fitting and appropriate for the world of Smash.
Oh, he definitely would, yeah. But
it doesn't seem like a really random or exaggerated character to pick.
Yeah, exactly. But moving on, this is actually something I forgot to mention when we started the Nintendo one, which I should have said first. But I honestly don't think we're gonna see any surprise reveals, because there's so many games that they've announced that I think they're just gonna focus on touching up on. Like, I think we're probably gonna see more on Luigi's Mansion 3 and Animal Crossing, because we know those are coming in 2019. We just don't have release dates for them. What I really want to see is what the fuck is going on with Bayonetta 3. I keep forgetting that's even a thing, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing, and we don't know.
But I was already working on a different game for a Nintendo exclusive.
Yes, they are working on Astral Chain, and I do want to see that. That looks awesome, but, and I don't know how big Platinum Games is, but maybe they have like one team working on that game and another team working on Bayonetta 3. It's just Bayonetta 3 was announced a couple years ago, and we haven't even seen gameplay of it.
I can see that. I don't know if you guys know, but The Legend of Zelda, when it was made by Shigeru Miyamoto, it was made just by him and like a small team that was a part of Nintendo that was like assigned to develop their own game. It wasn't like the entirety of Nintendo were hands-on trying to work on it.
That's why I think they could still be working on that along with Astral Chain, but and that is another game I want to see, Astral Chain, but I really just want to know more about Bayonetta 3, because last E3 they just said like, yeah, we're working on it, we're not going to show you anything, we're just going to tell you we're working on it.
I have something.
Hopefully they'll show us something now.
I have something Smash related to that I want to keep brief. I'm not just hoping that they like introduce another DLC character and like a DLC set with like the music and stage, but I'm hoping they maybe announce like more separate DLC. These two things probably wouldn't happen just because they're already focused on the out there characters, but I want to see like a skins pack, which I think Trevor mentioned at one point, not during a podcast, but it was something he had mentioned in general.
I would love that.
I think something that'd be neat would be like an Echo Fighters pass, where it's like a much cheaper Fighters pass, where it's new characters, but with similar or clone movesets of other characters, but just for characters that people want to see but don't really have like bold ideas for. They're just characters that they'd like to see in the game. And then on top of that, I want like a franchise expansion pass, not in the sense where like more characters from other games come in, but they add new characters from franchises that are already in. Like I really want more Zelda characters, basically. And I think like other characters from other franchises that are already in would be neat.
I do think those are cool ideas. I don't know they would do that.
Yeah,
but I think
unfortunately, I don't think they are either.
I do think those are really good ideas, though.
I could see the Echo thing happening.
The Echo thing, yeah.
I could see that happening, and I would...
And the skins pack, yeah, I could see that.
I don't know if I could see it happening, but I would like it.
Yeah.
I think, because the two biggest Zelda characters that pretty much every fan seems to want, which I agree with, are Skull Kid and Demon Lord Girahim.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see Skull... Well, actually, have they basically confirmed that if you were assist trophy, you were an assist trophy until the next game, possibly?
I mean, they've never confirmed one way or the other, but it's already been proven you're not exempt, because Little Mac was an assist trophy in Brawl.
Oh, no, I'm saying it's like during the current game.
Yeah, like... if
that's different. Yeah. That's a good point. So, I don't see that happening as much, but I'm pretty sure it would make a lot of fans happy. And also... Since Skull Kid and the Moon are both separate assist trophies, functionally they could probably blend together like they do in Majora's Mask, and Skull Kid could just bring down the Moon as his final smash.
That'd be a good idea, yeah. But yeah, no, continuing, the only other game I want to mention that I would like to see is a game that, I don't know if you've heard of this, it's called Town. It is a new RPG being made by Game Freak. And Town is not the actual name of the game. That is the working title. So we don't even know what this game is actually called. I want to know more about this. I want to know more about what it is and just how it works. And I'm going to be honest, if they decide just to call it Town, I'm fine with that. I think that's a fine name. But I just want to know more about that game.
What surprises me is that Game Freak's not being forced to just do exclusively Pokemon.
Yeah. No, that's also a good point. And since you mentioned Pokemon, I want to just mention a few more things that I didn't quite get to mention in my video on their Direct, which I'm going to start off with saying this. I don't think we're going to see Pokemon at this E3 now, because they already have their own separate Direct, but they might possibly show a little bit of something, and I doubt they will, but if they do, some stuff I want to see is that I wasn't clear on is, one, I want to know how the weather mechanics work, and number two, what I'm curious of, and I didn't think about this, and I wish I had thought of this and said it in my Direct video, but Jason didn't see the Direct, so I'm going to try and explain this as quick as I can. They announced this thing called Battle Raids or some shit. I don't remember the actual name, but it's essentially
Max Raids, I think.
Max Raid Battles. Yes, that's it. It's essentially a 4-player co-op thing where you can literally battle a giant Pokemon.
That sounds awesome.
It fucking is.
And you know, like basically the three of us plus maybe one person would just basically fight against one Pokemon.
Yes,
sounds awesome.
Yes, but here's the thing that I didn't realize, and I didn't think about this till after I had uploaded the video, is in the trailer, when the way you do it is you like run up to this beacon and you all like go in, I guess. But in the trailer, you see your character running towards the beacon, and then off to the side you see another character running towards that same beacon. He didn't load in. He wasn't like there waiting on standby. He actively went to it. So I'm wondering, is it possible to play this game online with other people? Like not just the max raid battles. Can you play the whole game online? Because it looked like when him running to the thing makes me think like he came running through the world you're in, and you're both in that world. Maybe that's how it works, or maybe you only load into certain sections for the max raid battles. But I don't know. I want to know if that's the case, because can you imagine all three of us playing Pokemon?
It sounds awesome.
And if that's the case, we don't need to fight about what starter we pick for a playthrough, because we can all just pick the one we want.
Like, we're just all, the two of us are just playing on our Switch handheld, one's playing on the TV. It's like, I'm at the gym leader first, bitch!
Yeah, I mean that's how we would have to record it if that's the case, but I do think that would be a really cool idea. It's just, I don't know if that's the case. It's just, that's what I kind of assumed from what I saw in the show, and I thought about that afterwards. But
if it is like that, I am willing to learn how to do EV training. Just to kick your asses.
Oh, God. But yeah, no, that's all I want to say about Pokemon. I don't think they're going to be at E3 with that. They might show a little bit of it. One thing I want to mention is, because I also didn't think about this till afterwards, is they showed the new legendaries for the games, the Shield and Sword Pokemon, and I don't like the Shield one because of his design. Like, the Shield is literally coming out of his face, but
I actually kind of do like it.
Well, I didn't think about this till literally this morning, is that you block attacks with the shield, so his design basically to me says, like, yo, I'm gonna block his shit with my face! Like, come on, man! I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
functionally, wouldn't that leave the rest of his entire body open, though, too?
No, because it's literally behind him. But, yeah, like, if you're looking at, like, imagine, like, a dog. You know how, like, they wear those cones over their head? Mm-hmm. Imagine that, but being a shield, essentially.
Basically how it works is the shield, it, like, kind of... Basically, think of it like this. You know, this is the shield, but it also can kind of have it be around a little bit. But then it will extend out.
But wouldn't that still be just covering his head just from behind?
Well, it would cover his head. Like, it would cover, like, basically kind of the front part of his body whenever it's folded in.
It's covering his body from the front, but if you're on, like, the side or behind you...
I'd have to see it. It's confusing for me to visualize, but it also kind of sounds like a turtle.
But, yeah, that's all I want to say about the Pokemon thing, and all I really want to see at Nintendo's E3 is more on Bayonetta 3. And like I said, I don't think we're going to get any surprise reveals. I think we're just going to get, like, updates on games that they have already announced, like Luigi's Mansion... and Animal Crossing, and maybe even Metro Prime 4. I don't think we're gonna...
No, not Metro Prime 4.
I know, we're not gonna get, like, a release or anything, but maybe we'll get, like, an update on it, like how they did last year, where they said, like, yeah, we're working on this, or whatever.
I'm hopeful that we see a Metroid Prime trilogy.
That, I feel like...
I doubt it,
I think that is very likely. I just don't know if that'll happen. Or if they'll announce that this E3, but, yeah, I mean, is there anything else you guys want to
add? Just... one thing that's Smash related, and it's not something new, it's just something I want to clear up. When I was talking about a skins pack, I didn't mention it, but I feel like it's definitely important to mention that I don't mean alternate colors, I mean full-on alternate outfits.
Oh, yeah, I would like that. Like, fucking... Oh my god, I don't know if this is in Smash Bros. Or Smash Ultimate, but you know how in Mario Odyssey Bowser has like a fucking tuxedo?
Yeah.
Is that in Smash Ultimate?
It isn't, but they have Mario's, which means they should probably have Bowser's.
That'd be cool. What the fuck, guys? Come on.
I love Mario's tuxedo, and that bothers...
Yeah.
It didn't bother me until you mentioned that Bowser doesn't have
that could be
tuxedo.
a cool skin they could
I
add.
love a dry Bowser.
What's that?
That too.
Bone Bowser?
Yeah,
also,
dry Bowser.
have you guys seen the Pokemon anime?
Mewtwo with his mech suit?
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, I just thought of that. That would be cool. But yeah, anything else you guys want to add, or?
No, I'm thinking like for more in depth of what we talked about now, like more specific things like skins, that could probably be its own podcast. But E3 wise,
I feel like that'd be better for a top 10 video. But yeah,
that's also a good idea.
Oh my god, yes.
But that's definitely something we'd probably have to like separate between the three of us, like we each do 5 or something.
Probably
because otherwise it's gonna be hard to kind of group them in a specific order when we're all putting skins we want.
Yeah, and again, we don't even know that's a thing that'll happen, but it would be cool. Is there anything you want to cover?
I actually want to discuss something. Are either of you guys caring about Luigi's Mansion or Animal Crossing at all?
Luigi's Mansion for me, not really Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, no, I don't care about Animal Crossing. But Luigi Mansion 3, I do care a little bit, but not as much because I didn't know 2 was even existed, and I never played 2.
3DS.
I know we talked about it. We talked about this before.
I did not realize that.
Yeah,
no, it's just I literally didn't find out that Luigi Mansion 2 was a thing until they announced 3, and I was like, wait, 3? When was 2 a thing? And then you told me it was on the 3DS, and I didn't know because I don't play handheld games. But
you do now.
Well, okay, Switch is kind of different, but anyway.
You do now.
I keep it docked, okay? It doesn't count. Anyway.
Pokemon's on there, it's handheld, bitch.
Fuck you. Alright, my point is, I didn't play a DS, okay? Goddamn. Well, I used to way back in middle school, but it was very casually. Anyway.
You play Pearl, you bitch.
Yeah, and that made me give up on Pokemon, so fuck you. Anyway, I'm out of ideas of things I want to say. What about you guys?
I think I'm good.
I've never played an Animal Crossing game, but I'm interested in seeing what the new one's like, because I've always thought it was kind of interesting.
It's just like a cutesy, like, what even is that?
It's the same for me. Like, I don't follow it, but I feel like it's a game I'm curious enough about that I'll eventually try one of them.
I hear it's addictive as shit.
That's what I've heard too.
I just have no interest in it, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, no, is that everything, guys? We got anything else?
It's Debt Simulator, the game.
Oh my gosh. Anything else, Trev?
No.
Alright.
I think we're good.
Alright, well in that case, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Take a Break Gaming Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us, and if you like this video, be sure to subscribe for more. Let us know what you think you'll see at E3 in the comments below. I keep getting my words wrong. I'm sorry. And yeah, be sure to subscribe for the next episode of our podcast, as well as our other videos, and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we upload. And we will see you guys next time. Later, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.